Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Coaster News. And as always, we've got some amazing news from different theme parks, rides, attractions and events all over the world. So let's get straight into the news today. Our top story for tonight, Thorpe Park in Ireland have announced a brand new themed land which is opening next year. And I honestly thought that this project was kind of abandoned, sort of, because it's been in the works for quite a few years and we haven't heard much about it up until recently. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, basically Thorpe Park is a theme park in Ireland that's been open since 2010, I think. It was originally known as Tato Park, because obviously it was owned by it was named after the Irish crisp company Tato. But a couple of years ago, I think last year or something, the Tato IP got the contract for that ended, so it just renamed itself to Thorpe Park, which is obviously what it's known as today. And obviously a few years ago, they put planning permission to build two brand new roller coasters. I think they were supposed to open in 2021 or something originally, anyway. Or either that or last year, I don't know. Around basically within the last couple of years. The original plan documents indicated that the rides were going to be located in a different area than where they're actually being built now. But those original plans were actually denied by the council due to I think that particular area of the park is near a residential area, and obviously they don't want noise complaints, things like that. So eventually they had to refile the plan documents, build it in a different area, and I'm assuming that got approved. Well, of course it did. A few years have passed and we haven't really heard much about it until recently. Track and support started arriving at the park, Thorpe Park, for the two brand new roller coasters, and then the other day they made the official press release of what's to come with just these rides. Turns out they're not just building just two new rides, building a whole new themed land in the theme park. Obviously it's got a fantasy sort of mythical theme called, the area itself is called Tir na Nog, if that's how I pronounced it correctly. Please let me know in the comments if I pronounced that right. But it's always got a very sort of fantasy sort of theme to it. And it's obviously, it turns out it's not going to be just these two coasters. The two coasters they're building are a Vekoma family boomerang coaster and a Vekoma suspended thrill coaster. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a new modern version of the Vekoma SLC, but they can have custom layouts. They're much smoother and they've got lap bars as well. So that's really exciting. They're getting one of them in Ireland. It's going to be absolutely amazing. As well as that, they also announced that they've got much more attractions coming into the land, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. It's scheduled to open in 2024. And I cannot wait for this brand new themed land to officially open at Thorpe Park in Ireland. In other news today, new track and supports have arrived for the top Thrill Dragster refurbishment at Cedar Point. Now this is kind of being rumoured in the American coaster communities, especially Cedar Point enthusiasts, for quite a while. Ever since last year, but basically if you know what I'm talking about. Basically, Top Thrill Dragster is a roller coaster located at Cedar Point in Ohio, USA. When it first opened in 2003, it was the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster. It reaches a maximum speed of 120 miles an hour and a maximum height of 420 feet. So it's a pretty tall ride. It's one of the tallest in the world. Second tallest currently. Obviously, it will be the third tallest if Falcon's flight ever opens in Saudi Arabia. But obviously, since last year, or 2021, because in 2021 some kind of, I think, an incident occurred on the ride that caused it to basically go down for sort of investigation. And it's been closed ever since. In 2022, the park announced that it will be closed throughout the entirety of last year and this year, but they said as we know it. And they implied that they're developing a new type of experience for this attraction. And obviously, I think at the start of this year, they released a little teaser video saying that it's going to return in 2024. Now, it's not been confirmed what they're doing with the ride. However, there are so many rumours, and I mean lots of rumours, stating that they're going to modify the actual attraction itself. So that I think they're going to implement an LSM launch onto the attraction. But it's not just that. They're going to make it so that it's going to have a switch track. You're going to launch forwards. It's like the new Intamin Blitz coasters, like Pantheon and things like that, and Tutatis in Park Asterix. You're going to have It'll launch forwards, but it won't go to the maximum speed. It'll go up, come back down again, through the second launch, into the switch track, and it's going to go up a maximum, a massive, like, twisted vertical spike that is believed to make it the world's tallest roller coaster again. I think it's going to be like over 500 foot tall, if the rumours are true, obviously. And it's going to come back down, go into the maximum speed of 120 miles an hour over the airtime hill. It's going to come back down. The rest of the layout as normal. Now, this is such a wild rumour that kind of is like sort of too good to be true, really. Because it's like completely modifying the ride up to like modern roller coasters. Although, in recent months, they've started at building new concrete footers literally just behind the area where they could easily build a vertical spike. And also recently, new track and supports have arrived at the park. Now the weird thing is, the ride itself, the new track, is being made by Zamperla, not Intamin. Now this is very strange to hear, considering they could be responsible for making the world's tallest roller coaster, technically. But it's very interesting to see what they're doing with this ride, and I cannot wait to see how this all develops over the coming months and see Top Thrill Dragster reborn. Also in the news today, Nemesis Inferno has officially reopened at Thorpe Park. And obviously this is such fantastic news for Thorpe Park. But if you know what I'm talking about, basically Nemesis Inferno is a B&M inverted roller coaster that first opened in 2003 at Thorpe Park in Surrey. Obviously it's a B&M inverted coaster. It's as the name implies, it's connected to Nemesis at Alton Towers. In fact, I'm pretty sure Inferno at the time was a sequel to Nemesis. Now obviously, I'm going to state whether Nemesis Inferno actually, this is obviously still to do with Nemesis Inferno, whether it actually has into the Phalanx storyline taking place for Nemesis Alton Towers. I don't think it does, but we'll have to wait and see. But getting back onto the topic of it reopening, obviously it is the third most recent B&M roller coaster in the UK. That's saying a lot. It was built 20 years ago. It's its 20th anniversary this season, actually. And obviously the last two before that were obviously the Swarm in 2012 and obviously Mindful Mayhem this year. Obviously it's been down for a few weeks because of like technical issues. They've been fixing it all, and it was rumoured to be reopening today because Thorpe Park had posted on their social media a cryptic sort of teaser, something to do with like rebookings or something. And then today Nemesis Inferno has actually officially reopened to the public. And obviously everyone's been down there to get back on the inferior Nemesis. I know obviously there's like a heated debate that's been going on since 2003, which is the superior Nemesis. Personally, I think the original Nemesis is the superior one, but there are actually some people who think that Nemesis Inferno is the superior one. Obviously, some people call Nemesis Inferno Nemesis Inferior because it's like a play on words. Obviously, it is still a good ride nonetheless. It doesn't have to be better than the original Nemesis to be good, because it is still quite a fun ride. And I'm so glad it is reopened, and I'm so glad to see that Thorpe Park are actually keeping their rides up to speed with all the maintenance and things like that. I really do think that's something we could do with Alton Towers, because like even though the operations have been so bad, like in the past couple of weeks, they've still got two rides closed, Sky Ride and Hex. So let's hope they can get them back open again soon. And finally in the news today, also to do with Thorpe Park, ground pins have officially arrived on site for Project Exodus. And this could mark a very big part in the construction of Project Exodus. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, Project Exodus is a brand new roller coaster being built at Thorpe Park. It is a Mack Rides hyper coaster. And upon opening, it is going to become the tallest and potentially fastest coaster in the UK. When it opens, it's going to be approximately 236 feet tall. Now, in comparison, the big one at Blackpool Pleasure Beach is technically only 213 foot tall. Bearing in mind Blackpool Pleasure Beach markets it as being 235 foot tall. It technically is, but that's only from its sea level height, so it's not its official height. But it's because it's sea level, Blackpool Pleasure Beach used that as their marketing strategy for the big one. But even if it was actually 235 foot tall, Project Exodus is still going to beat that record by 1 foot. or in actual stats, I think like 23 foot, which is quite a big sort of difference. It's only 23 foot, but it'll probably be very noticeable when it opens. Now, obviously, the current tallest roller coaster at Thorpe Park is also the second tallest roller coaster in the UK, with Stealth, which is 205 foot tall. That's going to be absolutely mental. Thorpe Park's skyline is about to become much better. Obviously, it has a fantastic skyline anyway, but it's going to be like even more epic with like Project Exodus literally towering above every other attraction in the park. Literally every other ride in the park. Like the tallest rides at Thorpe Park currently is Stealth, the Swarm, Detonator, and Soul Divide. Those are the 4 tallest rides at Thorpe Park in descending order, I think. And obviously, Project Exodus, when it opens in 2024, is going to become the tallest at Thorpe Park and also in the UK. There's also a rumour it's going to be the fastest as well, because obviously it's going to have a sort of beyond vertical twisted drop. It's kind of hard to explain. When it gets to the top, it's going to go into a drop that's going to go 90 degrees, but then it's going to twist 180 degrees and it's going to go back down. Kind of sort of like the drop on the Swarm, but done in a very different way. I'm not sure if that counts as like a beyond vertical. I don't think it does, because by the time it gets to the bottom of the drop, it's already like flat leveled. Obviously, there's lots of rumours going around like what theme it could have. There's rumours it could have some sort of like Egyptian theme, because obviously the colour scheme is sort of like the same sort of arrangement with Stealth, where it's got a certain colour at the base of the attraction and the white at the top. However, the colour it's going to have at the bottom is like a gold colour. That's going to look absolutely brilliant. And regardless of what colour it is, I cannot wait for Project X to officially open at Thorpe Park. And that is it for this week's episode of Coaster News. I hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, then please make sure to like, subscribe, and comment what you would like to see in the next video. Bye!